Well, folks, something interesting happened. Yesterday I spent some time off camera just doing some building and stuff. I ran into my old friend Calaman. We talked a bit, he decided to join the tribe. We then spent the day mostly on Herbivore Island farming. We didn't build anything there. You can't. It seems some butthead had pillared off the entire area so nobody could build there. Fine, I built a little houseboat with some tools and storage on it that we sailed to the island, parked it around south, on a shelf so that we could keep it away from those raft-eating whale things. Didn't think too much of it. When logging off yesterday, I gathered all the dinos we had collected, all the Christmas color stuff, etc., and gathered it around the raft on the south side of the island, and then I jumped inside and teleported my body over to the shore base via fast travel. I don't know what made me want to do that. That's not something I often do, but I don't like sleeping on boats. It's dangerous. Calaman slept on the raft. When he logged on the next day, he was dead. Hardcore dead. Gone. This was an offline protected server. You're not supposed to take damage when you're not around. Something was up. This is what I found when I logged on. I don't know if you can tell, but my little houseboat is in the middle of these big old crappy rafts. Somebody had decided to box me in. It was pretty easy to determine who had done it. It's a South Sea Buccaneer. I have no idea who this is at this point. But I also have no way of getting onto my own raft. When you drive things through other things, it pushes the bodies out. It must have pushed Calaman's body out. Also, when we logged in today, we were both inundated with messages about our dinos being killed. It seems somebody was waiting there and had aggroed a Bronto or a Stego or boat right in the middle of our animals. An obvious effort to kill things. It just so happened we logged in, which removed the protection from our animals, and they all died. Most of them.
Oh, we can...
Again, a cowardly act from afar. We have no idea who did this, but we're getting some ideas. Well, this big ugly thing, guess who it belongs to? The South Sea Buccaneers. Well, we know our enemy now. At least the guy who drove the rafts. Yes, it would seem we have developed an enemy. Someone seemingly soft-minded, but enslaved to rage. Someone who wishes to lash out and be feared, but only from behind shadows and darkness. A true sociopathic coward. One to be pitied, and one to be punished. Well, we chatted casually with others on the server, trying to get as much intel as we could. It seems that the butt pirates are upset at us for building and blocking his access to the beach. I don't understand. It's a raft. It was nowhere near his base. There was 5 other rafts there, too. Another one of ours. He didn't touch any of those. He only went for what looked like a house. My guess is now that he thought we could actually build there. He didn't realize this was a wreck. That's my guess. But I don't know. I can't pretend to understand the psychotic. So Calaman and I decide to pack up and bring whatever was left back to our base on the mainland. There's no point in sticking around there. We couldn't access our raft, our stuff on the raft, etc. I was able to get Calaman back in the tribe, and we needed to get him leveled up. So we get to the tasks of killing things and taming things, and regular stuff, gathering and leveling Calaman back up. I soon stumble across a Bronto that seems to be stuck. This is a great opportunity to own one of these large guys. It takes a lot of tranks and a little bit of patience, but in the end, it goes down. This will make a fine addition to our team. I decided also that I'd try and tame up a few Christmas-colored animals before the event was over. I know Calaman kinda liked these things, and I feel really bad that a lot of these dinos he had tamed were dead, and I also feel pretty bad he was dead too. And so we continue gathering and messing around a little bit. I began to convert this small, simple wooden base into stone, And after a little bit of mucking around, I log off for the night. The next day I log in to see what's happening, and I find this.
I'm just surprised that you missed it.
These round things you're looking at? These are water reservoirs. Most bases can get by with 1 or 2. Sometimes you see 4 and 6 on large, super large bases. I think we have around 50.
Do us for now.
You see those little gray blocks on top of the greenhouse spouting water? Each one of those is a water tap. One water tap can irrigate a square of 9 large crop plots. We have 4 large crop plots in there. I don't know, it looks like we have about 16 to 20 water taps. This is Calaman. I should mention that while I was away on vacation, Calaman had occasion to speak to the South Seas Buccaneer guys and tried to get a little more information about what happened. It's pretty much as we had heard. They were unhappy we had blocked their access to the beach and wanted us out of there. Calaman did a little bit of schmoozing, etc., and they moved their rafts away so we could recover our raft. Oh joy. So I managed to scoot that out and get it back to base all safe and sound. I never did get to talk to those guys, but Calaman said he didn't get the sense he was a very nice guy. We then headed up northwest and decided to hunt for a doedicurus. Doedicurus are fantastic stone harvesting animals, and doing all this stone cutting by hand was really laborious. Even a low-level doed is going to be a great advantage to building anything out of stone. We brought my raft up there so we could carry it back, and also while we were up there, we managed to get a pretty decent Argentavis. Needless to say, we were pretty happy about that, especially being up in that area and surviving. It's usually pretty rough up there, but we're starting to get a little bit confident. Or should I say cocky? And so we continued to farm and gather materials in relative safety up in the northwest corner, and managed to tame our Doed and Argentavis and successfully get both of ourselves home with the new animals. Part of the reason we needed the Doedicurus was that I had desired to have a base further up the plateau in an area that was a bit larger and away from this mess that was developing down around the smaller base. There wasn't any room for animals here, and the pipes and all the crap everywhere was starting to really make me feel, ugh, I'm not OCD, but it's just way too messy. So we decided, hey, why not? We had a discussion, and why not build a bit of a larger base up the plateau? We could own that whole sort of tabletop up there and be in safety. We could gate it in nicely, and so much more room. One of the deals was I was going to do the water, though. I kind of knew that in my mind going into this, that I was going to find a way that I could do the water. So at some point, we both decide, hey, it'd be a good idea if we had a dung beetle. And dung beetles are found in caves. So we decided to make up a few things, get some gear together, and next morning we're going to head out to the near cave. I think it's called the Southern Cave, very close to our base. So we're going to see if we can fluke across a dung beetle. Sometimes that happens, you can just stick your nose in, go a little bit down a cave without getting into too much trouble, and you run across a dung beetle. It's like gold, but it does happen. We're really hoping to get lucky, I gotta be honest. And of course, at some point, I have to say, I hate going in caves on hardcore, because, regular mode, sure, build a bed at the mouth of the cave, and away you go, and you just keep dying and going back. It doesn't matter. But here, it's just high risks, but high risk gives you high reward. If we're able to get a dung beetle out of this, then I'm glad to have taken the risk. I just don't want to die. So caves, sleeping in boats, deep water, cave adventures. These are things I don't like to do right now. I'm not confident, so yet I go. Well, thanks for checking in at the Onzplays channel. As always, it's very appreciated. If you haven't already, I'd encourage you to subscribe, tell your friends, and please leave a comment. I respond to anything anybody says, ever, always.